So facing another challenge, trying to find a good way of fitting my catch tank. As I usually do, I mock up a number of different alternatives. So for example, this is one simplified alternative. This is a little bit more of a complex alternative. In the end, I came up with a design with two alternatives that looks like this. This is a PC blend, brand new material from Ad North, which is really good when it comes to heat deflection. So I'm going to go with this. My name is Jonas Nyberg. I'm here from Islandworks Motorsport, building the fastest Porsche 964 that I could ever build in my garage. Stepping into the cockpit, we find ourselves in another world of additive manufacturing where I've really used it to its full potential on some of the various aspects. Here we can look at this one. This is my center console. This is printed in an Adura X. Maybe it's not necessary for this application, but it gives us this really soft feeling to it. Another thing in the same concept is my control box here. So the back piece of this is also printed in Adura X, just because it gives it that really nice touch to it. You see a lot of other things in here that are 3D printed. We look at the steering column. This whole rugged piece here is actually 3D printed, and as you see, the whole car shakes from this. And practical 3D printing meets safety. So what these does is that you have your harness. If you're in an accident, the belt might be pulling towards the side, but with these retainers, you actually strap the belt down and give it side stops. So a neat little safety upgrade, Adura X on that one. Because it's safety, it needs to be really strong. It's not necessarily only the big thing that matters, it's also the small thing. So look at this little guy here. This is a circular connector that sits in the middle of my wire harness. I think 3D printing is the thing that has enabled me to do what I've been doing. So number one, we have the prototyping stuff, which is things that you iterate yourself until you get a final design. That's one very clear bracket for me. For me also, I do a lot of functional stuff at home. You see my gate in my staircase so that my kids don't fall and hurt themselves. It's 3D printed. You see my door handles, they're 3D printed. The controller unit in my greenhouse is 3D printed with some electronics inside. It's difficult to answer what you can do with the 3D printer, because I think the question is, what can't you do with the 3D printer? Another thing that I play around with is getting the surface texture correct so that it looks the way that you would like to. So this is the same material. This is PETG Pro Matte, one of the materials I use a lot, and you see that the outside texture is quite different. That's because I'm using this fuzzy skin setting in the slicer. Sometimes you need to print something really, really big. This is an extender piece to move the rear quarter windows out so they're flush with the car. And how do you print something this big? Well, you puzzle it together. So looking at this one, it's actually puzzle pieces like this. People in society also need to open up their minds to additive manufacturing, because it has the potential of replacing so many things of the things we do in daily life. I believe in a future where we will see spare parts being printed rather than being manufactured in China or Far East or somewhere else in the world and then shipped all over the world. I believe in that future, and that future is going to come quicker than people realize.